Welcome everyone to the BAMSA Conference Bridge Taster Session. This is your opportunity to learn how to play mini bridge, which is a version of the game of bridge that focuses on card play rather than on bidding. So during the next quarter of an hour, my colleague Fiona is going to talk you through the rules of the game. And after that, we shall leave the Microsoft Teams platform and go to the real bridge platform where you'll be able to practice everything you've learned. So this session has been organised by the Scottish Bridge Union and Bridge and Mind Sport for All. And I'm delighted to have with me on the platform Fiona Greenwood of the Scottish Bridge Union. Fiona is an experienced player and she will be representing the Scotland women's team at the forthcoming European Championships. She is the national tournament convener for the SBU, and she also sits on the committee of the East District of the SBU. Fiona has been teaching mini bridge to children at a primary school local to her in Edinburgh. That was before COVID, but she's hoping to go back to teaching face-to-face in September. So if Fiona can teach mini bridge to primary school children, I'm sure she can teach it to you. So thank you very much, Fiona. Over to you.
Well, thank you everybody for coming to the session. It's great to see that people are interested in mini bridge. As Christina said, it's a simplified version of the game aimed at beginners and focusing mainly on card play. It's a brilliant way to get those who are less experienced, beginners, and especially children involved in the game. Now, tonight I'm aware that we may have a wide range of experience in the audience. Some of you may have played quite a lot of bridge before, and some of you may not even be that familiar with trick-taking games. So can I ask you to bear with us? If you are familiar with a lot of the content, please remember that we were all beginners once. I think most of you will be familiar with a pack of cards, and there are 4 suits in the pack: spades, hearts, diamonds and clubs. There are 13 cards in each suit, and these are shown here in ranking order. So in bridge, the ace is the highest card and the 2 is the lowest. And some cards are worth more than others. An ace, we count 4 points. A king is 3. A queen is 2. And there are no prizes for guessing that a jack is worth 1 point. The remaining cards in the pack don't have any points associated with them, but they do have their ranking order. Bridge is a partnership game, and this is one of the crucial elements. So when playing bridge, there are 4 players at the table, and the 4 players are denoted by the compass points north, south, east and west. North and south partner each other, and so do east and west. This partnership element of bridge is crucial. You're playing with somebody else. It's unlike a game like chess, which is very individual. And at bridge, communication between partners is important. And bridge emphasises teamwork and cooperation. Basic principles of bridge involve hands and tricks. So each player at the table has 13 cards, and these are known as the player's hand. Each player will play a card in turn clockwise around the table. And when each player has played a card, this is called a trick. And the winner of the trick is the player who's played the highest card, and they will then play the first card to the next trick. And we carry on in this form until all 13 cards in your hand have been played. So we go round the table 13 times. So at the end, there are 13 tricks, and each partnership is aiming to win as many tricks as possible. So moving on to the actual steps to play mini bridge, we deal 13 cards to each of the 4 players. The pack is shuffled before you do this so that the deal is random. And each player will sort their hands into suits. Now, these processes occur automatically when we're playing online, slightly different from face-to-face. You would normally sort your hand red, black, red, black. This just makes it easier to ensure that you don't confuse a spade with a club or a diamond with a heart. And then you can see that within the suits, we've also sorted highest to lowest. We then count our high card points. So looking at this hand and remembering the previous slide, we have the following points, going round from left to right, ignoring the ones that don't count. We can count up the high card points in this hand. And we see in this particular hand, we've got 12 points. There are obviously 10 points in each suit, the ace, the king, the queen and the jack. So that adds up to 40. And we make sure that when everybody's counted their high card points, that they add up to 40. The partnership with the majority of the points wins the contract. And the player within that partnership with the most points becomes something called the declarer. And they will, what we call, play the hand. Their partner becomes something called the dummy, which always causes great amusement amongst my school children. And the other side, the other partnership, are known as the defenders. So when we've decided declarer and dummy, the person who is dummy lays their cards down face up in suit columns. The defender on the left of declarer will play the first card, and this is known as the opening lead. So when we're playing online, dummy is actually displayed automatically, but only after the opening lead is made. So this is slightly different from playing face-to-face at home. When you're playing face-to-face, declarer would see the dummy first and then count the points between the 2 hands and decide on a trick target. When we're playing online, declarer will need to state the trick target before seeing dummy. So when the opening lead is made, if that's a heart, then a heart must be played by the next person. If you don't have a heart, you may play a card of another suit. And here you would usually play a low card, which is not likely to win a trick. And if the first card of the trick is a heart, then the player who has played the highest heart when all 4 players have played is deemed to be the winner of the trick. So once the opening lead, each player plays a card in turn. Dummy's cards are actually played by declarer. This is one of the things about dummy, is effectively dumb and doesn't do very much, but they're not dummy for every hand. So in face-to-face, declarer would ask dummy to play a card, whereas online, declarer is able to select the required card automatically. Useful information for later: if you are the dummy hand, you will find you're not able to play a card for yourself. Declarer will be playing your cards for you. So I talked about trick targets, and this is based on the combined number of points between the partnership. So we add up the number of points between the 2 hands, and that sets the target number of tricks that we're trying to make. And that's really all there is to it. Sounds very simple, I know. So here are some children playing mini bridge at school. You can see what fun they're having. This is a primary school, and we have many mini bridge teachers across the UK going into primary schools and enthusing the children to play bridge. And these are the 4 that I took through to the mini bridge tournament. They're 4 of my children from Edinburgh. And you can see they were so excited to have a day out to Glasgow and play in the mini bridge heat. So now it's your turn. We're going to give it a go with your table hosts. We have table hosts from Scotland and from Suffolk, and they're going to help you as you find your way through Mini Bridge. Now, in order to do that, we're using a platform called RealBridge. So you will need to log in to RealBridge, and you've all been emailed a link in order to do this. So after this introduction, you will need to leave Teams and close the Teams app or browser. This is really important. If you don't do this, Teams will tend to keep hold of your camera and microphone, and you will find it difficult to log on to RealBridge. You should also close down other apps on your device. So when you click on the RealBridge link, you'll see a screen that looks like this, the RealBridge login screen. You'll need to enter your full name. You don't need an ID number, and then you'll simply click on the login button. And that will take you to somewhere called the lobby, which looks like this. You can see your name is at the bottom of the screen. And to play at any table, just sit on one of the boxes, click on one of the boxes, and you can sit north, south, or east or west at any of the tables. So if you want to play with someone you know and you see their name at one of the tables, you can simply click on one of the empty seats at that table. If you find yourself at a table unintentionally, you can click the Leave button at the bottom right of the screen. That puts you back to the lobby, and you can then choose another table. Each table will be labelled with the name of the table host. Lower numbered tables, there'll be tables 1 to 10. So the lower numbered tables are for less experienced players, and higher numbered tables for those who may have played some bridge. Tables 11 to 13 will be on standby, and we'll only use those if we need to. So fill up the tables 1 to 10 first, slightly lower numbered tables if you feel you need a little bit more help, and a higher numbered table if you have more experience. RealBridge is designed as a sociable platform. You can see the other players at your table. It's not completely you're just sitting there playing opposite a screen. So do feel free to chat about other things. So when a table is full and it has 4 people, your host will explain how everything works. There are various functions on the screen, and your host will take you through those so that you can play the game. Please ask the host any questions you have about the presentation, and I'm sure they'll be happy to answer those for you. And at any point during the game, you can ask the host for help. The host can see all the cards of all the players and can offer advice, but they're not there to tell you what to do. That's for you to find out for yourselves. So remember, really important that you must log out of Teams completely and close down the other apps before you click on the RealBridge link. You'll all have done your camera and mic test as outlined in the pre-session advice, but if you are using a different device, you may have to do the test again. The link for the test can be found on the BAMSA website, but it's here again for reference. If you do have problems logging in or joining a table, then there is a support function for you. So if you've enjoyed the session today, we do hope you'll play again and promote Mini Bridge in your own areas. There are plenty of opportunities for bridge lessons, for play, and for Mini Bridge online. And all those links you can find on the BAMSA website, along with a copy of these slides. So there's a crib sheet, which I believe you all have, just to remind you about counting your high card points and what your trick target should be, depending on the combined points. So a lot of people have put a lot of time into developing this. We hope you enjoy it. And thanks to you who've registered for the session. As I say, we're hoping that you'll thoroughly enjoy it and want to tell more people about it.